Hey guys, this is Brandy with another tutorial, and in this tutorial I'm going to teach you guys how to add extra bokeh to the background of your images. So let's not waste any more time and let's get started. So I have my image right here, and as you can tell there's already like quite a bit of bokeh in the background. So what I want to do is I just want to add a little bit more because I like to go overboard like that sometimes. So you can use this technique with a blank background as well, but it may not look as good. I'll touch base on that a little later. You guys can give it a try, you know, on your blank background photos if you want. But for now I'm just going to use a background that already has quite a bit of bokeh in it. So the first thing you want to do is you want to create a new fill layer. So I'm going to go here to layer, and I'm going to go down here to new fill layer and select solid color. And I'm just going to keep the name the same. I'm not going to touch any of this, so just click OK. And I want it to be white. So just use your color selector tool and just, you know, go all the way up to the top right corner. No, that's actually my left, the top left corner to select white and click on OK. And then we're going to create a new blank layer. So you're just going to go over here to this little page thingy and click on it, and that creates a blank layer. So now we're going to go and select a hard brush. So you're going to go over here. Well, actually click B on your keyboard for your brush tool. If that doesn't work, just go over here and you should see a paintbrush. Click on it, and then you're going to go right here and you're going to select a hard round brush. So this one right here is fine. So now I'm going to go over here and make my brush black. So I'm going to go down here to black. Okay, so I'm going to make 2 dots on this. So I'm going to make the first dot like a medium size-ish type dot. And then I'm going to go over here and make an even smaller dot. And that's good. And then now you're going to go over here and click your rectangle selection tool. And I'm going to click and drag. Just make sure when you do that that you select both of the little spots that you created. And it doesn't matter where the spots are, just make sure they're not like too far apart. Next we're going to go to Edit, Define Brush Preset. Or Preset. It's been a while, guys. And now I'm going to rename this brush. And I'm going to name it Bokeh. Click OK. Okay, so that created my new brush. As you can see, the thing I'm waving around now is the brush that I just created. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to turn off these 2 layers. So layer 1 and the color fill layer. And to get rid of this, you know, rectangular selection, just click on Control D on your keyboard and that deselects. Okay, so now I'm going to create another blank layer by clicking this page once again. And then I'm going to go to Window and go down to Brush Settings. Okay, so this is like our little powerhouse for, you know, creating new brushes. You can, you know, change the texture, shape, all that type of stuff. So we're going to go right here to Shape Dynamics. And the size jitter, that pretty much breaks up the strokes. So I'm just gonna go like that. And then the angle jitter, it kind of like scatters everything around. So you can just mess with that until you're satisfied. So I'm gonna go to about right 37% looks good to me. And I'm not gonna touch the roundish jitter or anything like that. And now I'll go to scattering. And scattering is exactly what it sounds like. It just spreads all the little brush strokes around. And I want my bokeh to be pretty scattered. I mean, you guys can do whatever you want here, but I'm gonna scatter mine quite a bit. The count will pretty much just multiply. The brush strokes, count, jitter. Yeah, I'm not gonna mess with that. So I'm just gonna mess with the scattering. And that looks good to me. About right there. Okay, so now it's time to paint on our image. So I'm actually going to select a color from the background that I like. So I think that I'm going to go with a little bit of this darker green. Between the dark green and light green. Or should I do light green? Decisions. Yeah, I'm going to choose like a mid-tone over here. I think that looks pretty good. And then now I'm just gonna paint. So when I do this, it's gonna look a little messy, but don't worry, it's gonna look better after we're done. Okay, so right now it looks a plum mess, but don't worry. I swear it's gonna be fine. So, so we made our brush strokes. So I'm gonna go to Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur. And what this is gonna do is it's gonna, you know, give it that blurry bokeh look. The brush strokes aren't gonna look that hard. It's gonna blend a little bit more into the background. So you can mess with the radius until you're satisfied. So I'm gonna go about right there's fine. And then after that, I'm gonna change my blending mode. So I'm gonna set my blending mode to screen since my my color is pretty dark. Boom. And then I'm going to lower the opacity a tad. There we go. And then obviously I don't want this effect on my subjects. So I'm gonna create a layer mask by clicking this little rectangle down here. And I'm gonna click B for my brush tool, and I'm gonna select a soft brush and make sure that your brush is set to a black color. And now I'm just gonna start brushing the effect off of my subjects because it doesn't look very pretty whatsoever. Brush it off. All right. That looks pretty good to me. I'm gonna turn it off and on to see if I can, yeah, that looks pretty good. And I'm just gonna lower my opacity a little bit more. And that looks good. And if you wanted to add more bokeh but with a different color, all you have to do is select another blank layer. We're gonna do the same exact thing. You're going to select the brush you created, and go right here to your color picker tool. And I'm gonna select a lighter color this time, so probably like this lime color right here. Select OK. And I'm gonna start painting. That was a lot. Don't judge me, guys. It looks crazy, I know. Change my blending mode to screen. That's a little bright. Let's try overlay. Yeah, that's too dark, so I'm gonna do screen. I'm gonna go to Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur. And it's already set to 7.0 for me, which is where I liked it. And I'm gonna go on and lower my opacity. About right there. A little bit more. There we go. And I'm gonna add my layer mask, and then I'm gonna select a soft brush. Make sure that your brush's color is set at black, and then again you're just gonna start brushing the effect off of your subjects or off of whatever you don't want the effect to be. There we go. And that is perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna go here, take a snapshot. That way you guys can see the before and the after. Kind of gave it a little magical look, I guess you can say. So yeah, guys, that's the end of this tutorial. I hope you guys liked it. It's not going to be for everyone, but it's something that I use in my photography, and I happen to like it a whole lot. I originally got this technique, well, a similar technique from Flern, except he was creating snow. So you guys should, you know, check that out or whatever. But I kind of tweaked his technique and created bokeh instead. As always, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, comment down below. And if you haven't already, please feel free to subscribe. So I'll see you guys in my next video.